Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Stamper Camper's Video Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to take a plain glass ornament and turn it into an ornament like this by adding embossing to the base. Now this is really a very quick and easy technique. You know how I love those, and I'm going to show you just how to do the embossing part. So you need a couple things. You're going to need that clear ornament. You're going to need your embossing buddy, a Versamark pad, and yes, that's the cleanest one I own. You want a finger extender and your embossing gun and some white embossing powder. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the first thing that you want to do is you want to take your embossing buddy and you want to tap along the part that you don't want embossed. And I really just don't want any on the top part, so I'm going to tap along that. The next thing you do is you take that Versamark pad, and it is okay if it's dirty, and then just start pressing it along the bottom. Now what you're going to notice is I'm not paying particular attention to getting things nice and even along the top, because it really doesn't matter. We're going to be hiding a lot of that, and personally I just like it with a little bit of an uneven edge there. Now don't worry if for some reason you don't cover everything, because you can always go back and add a little bit more later. Now I tend to take all of my embossing powder and just dump it in a big container because it's less messy. So I'm going to start going around on that, making sure I get everything covered. And again, like I said, don't worry if you miss a spot, because you can always go back and do it again once it's done and cooled off. Now sometimes I have a little extra on there even though I use an embossing buddy. So I just take a little paintbrush and brush off the extra, and it's just so you don't have all those extra strays on there. Now I'm going to apologize, it's going to get a little noisy here while I do my embossing, but before you do, you want to add that finger extender so you don't burn your hands. Okay, now one of the things about embossing, and I want to say this so that you can hear it, is when you're embossing on glass, it goes a little slower than when you're embossing on paper. And the reason is paper heats up very quickly, but you have to bring the temperature of the glass up, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Now a mistake that people make when they're new to embossing is they pretend that this is a hair dryer, and they do that. What you really want to do is you want to hold it in one spot until you see it turn, and then start slowly moving around your ornament. And that's how you get it to emboss nice and quickly. So again, I apologize for the noise, but here we go. And you can see I'm holding my embossing gun just in one place, and I'm waiting for it to get hot enough that it starts turning. There we go. I don't know if you can actually see this, but it's starting to turn now. And you can see I'm just slowly moving it around. Once it brings the temperature of the ornament up, it does go pretty quickly after that. It's just that initial heating up that takes time. Okay, we're just about there. Okay. And we're done. Now the thing with this is this is going to be extremely hot, so you don't want to touch it. Now if for some reason you missed a spot, I missed a spot there, but I'm not going to worry about it. You can go back, like I said, and just redo that spot. What I do is I take and I open up a punch, and I put it right in the punch to help it cool down. And I just leave it sit there until it's done. So once you have that all done, what you can do is just decorate it up, and you have a wonderful little keepsake ornament to give to someone. If you want to see more examples and see how I did this particular order, please visit me at my stamp site, stampercamper.com. And as always, until next time, happy stamping.